Hi guys, welcome to Thruzone.com. This is Mohit Soni, and what you're looking at is the Mini Cooper S convertible. This is one of the most iconic machines from the brand. It has a huge legacy spanning over decades, and it continues to uh, build on those ethos by offering fun to drive nature, great looking cars in hatchback forms, be it 3-door, 5-door, convertible, non-convertible. And what we have here, as you can see, is the convertible version, and it still looks very good, even with a multicolored roof and car color that is slightly off white along with a black roof. It looks really impressive. It's got a nice chrome detailing that runs all throughout the car here, all the way till the back. It's a nice ring that runs throughout the car, so it gives it that very purposeful and well done design. Coming at the back, you can see it retains its mini, sporty, muscular and substantial looking rear, and those are the England flag LED tail lamps here. That's the Cooper S badging, and that's how you do exhaust in a Mini, and that's how it is here. It's always great to look at, and that's the first way how you recognize a Mini is with a dual muffler setup right in the between. You can see there's a camera. That's how the boot opens, and this is how the boot is when the seats are when the roof is up. And as you can see, there's not much space here. Couple of small bags, it will be fine. This is an illuminated boot. You can drop the seats from that button, and here as well. And you can press this easy load button, and as you can see here, once you operate those levers which says easy load, this even becomes much more easier. And there is a typical parcel shelf here, despite the fact that you have this roof. Now let's get inside the car, and as you can see, it retains its typical instrument dial here with a tachometer and speedometer looking pretty much the same. The new inclusion in the new generation Mini was this fuel gauge here, and those are the fog lamps and the headlamps switch setup, along with the dimming light which can be increased or decreased. You've got very thin door pockets here. You can only keep your wallet or other things like that. And yeah, that's the lock unlock button. You get, of course, frameless doors with almost every convertible. And that's the small screen. I think there's an option where you can make the screen bigger, and the toggle switches and the whole aircraft style layout makes it very sporty. This is how you control the ambient lighting button, and as you can see, it changes the entire color of the car in the night. That's how you go through this sort of iDrive inspired infotainment system. That's the new gear lever, cup holders at both places, and you can get these things as well. That's the fast charger and the 12-volt socket. And that's the glove box, medium in size, and the air vents, the AC works really well. And yeah, that's the cabin. You don't get power seats, and there's a lot of options that you need to choose from when it comes to Mini, because the standard variants are priced attractively, but they do skip out on some features that you expect from a luxury car. But then Mini has an whole different idea of luxury, and most of the things that you require will be an optional extra. And that's the roof lowering mechanism button right in between. So let me just go for it. You can either keep it at this much or press it again, and then yes, all it takes is 20 to 25 seconds, and it shows here that it's complete. And yeah, since we are lowering the roof, let me show you how it looks like with the roof down. This is how the car looks like. This is how it's meant to be. Convertible cars with roof up don't usually look that impressive, but with the roof down, that's what the idea is. And this is what the idea is with the Mini Cooper convertible here. It looks really great. As you can see, The color coordination and everything makes sure that this car looks great. It ends up grabbing a lot of attention on the road. Of course, it is one of the most different cars in the world. It's the most iconic car. You've seen it in many Hollywood movies over the last decade, and it's a true style icon. It continues to maintain the same aspect. When it comes to space at the back, as you can see, there's not much space, but if I push the seat slightly ahead, well, you will get some space for a smaller passenger. We did try that, and that was only helpful for a very short period of time. It's best that you use this car for daily trips rather than long trips with your family or friends, until unless they volunteer to be slightly uncomfortable for a really long time. That's what the car is on the inside and out the outside, and yeah, it remains the same. We had reviewed this earlier on our website, and now let's jump to the driving part. So powering the Mini Cooper convertible was the 2-liter motor making 192 bhp of power and 280 Newton meters of torque. It was mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission which had launch control on it. This is the normal DCT gearbox. You get a sport DCT gearbox, which is an optional extra which will cost you 20,000 rupees more. And let's talk about power figure, the acceleration figures. It does 0 to 100 in just 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 233 kilometers an hour. I'm pretty sure that is with the roof down. And also, I think there is going to be some speed limit with the roof up. There are 3 driving modes on offer with the Mini, which is the mid, sport and green mode. Green mode is basically the eco mode. Mid mode is a city mode, which is a default mode where you can have best of both worlds or have a normal power delivery. And sport mode is when things get far more sportier. The exhaust sounds much more sportier. There are pops and bangs on the downshifts and upshifts. The DCT gearbox, well, it behaved quite well. Shifts were smooth and seamless as always with any other DCT. However, there's a bit of hesitancy when shifting, let's say at slow speeds and while overtaking. If you put the foot down, it does take some time to disengage the clutch and then engage the other clutch. So and all of this is quite felt with the newer cars. It wasn't a thing when there was BS3, BS4. With BS6 there has been some change in the way the gearboxes behave to make sure that they meet emission norms, and that's the reason why this is happening. When it comes to engine NVH, it's extremely low. You won't hear the engine most of the time while driving normally, and I think that's great. There's no noise, no vibration, no harshness coming inside the cabin despite the roof up or down. And like I said, pushing the car harder results in a very sporty soundtrack with pops and bangs at the overrun from the exhaust system, and even at mid-range and in redline, the engine intake note as well as the engine note, apart from the exhaust note, is also quite sporty. As always, it's a BMW engine, so drivability is spot on. It's a very flexible, practical engine. It will deliver torque whenever you want it, be it in low end, mid range, or top end. It's got power throughout the rev range, and that makes it for a very good car to live with on a daily basis and have fun on a twisty road or racetrack or on a highway. It's great to drive in the city, and most importantly, what we noticed is over the previous version is that the ride quality is improved. The lower end, the low end speed speed bumps and potholes are taken quite well now. There is a bit of compliancy in the suspension, so it's not very harsh or bone jarring. It is compliant to an extent where it feels nice, but it's still, the underlying stiffness still is there by a huge margin, and that's the reason why it's so much fun to drive. There's absolutely no body roll. There's so much grip. You can just keep on turning this car on a twisty road, and there's nothing stopping you from having fun. Obviously, it does feel a bit heavy. The wheelbase can feel a bit long. Obviously, these are the changes that have come over time because to meet emission safety norms, increase the space on the inside, and all of that. Steering also can feel heavy at slow and parking speeds. This is something you'll have to get used to, and you will in fact quite quickly. That same steering is great on the highway. It weighs up really well. There's a lot of precision, a lot of feedback through the steering, and it's an absolute fun to drive the Mini with this petrol motor. It makes the right noises. It turns really well. It's very sharp, very agile, very nimble. If you keep on putting efforts while driving this, it is not going to disappoint you one bit. Along with the open top experience, it just makes things far more easier. And considering the fact that Minis are always front wheel drive, they are the front wheel drive cars, most fun to drive front wheel drive cars. They are a benchmark in this segment, and that's the reason why BMW also adopted that platform for the BMW X1 and the 2 Series as well. I think that is what the Mini is all about when it comes to driving. At almost 41 lakh rupees ex-showroom in India, there is no other car like this in this segment. Or obviously it's a niche car, so it creates its own segment. The Mini always creates a segment of its own throughout the world. In India, and I think around the world as well, there's a lot of options that you end up paying for, because there's a lot of things that are not available with this car. You have to pay an optional extra for, and I think that robs it a bit of value. But then again, luxury has never been cheap, and whatever you're getting as standard is still a good amount of feature list. The most important features are of course the open top driving experience, the fun to drive chassis, the great flexible and sporty engine, and obviously the iconic looks and the design that the Mini has, which in my books definitely makes it worth the money, because you do not get a package like this anywhere from any other manufacturer which has such a long history, pedigree and legacy of making cars like this, which are a complete package for anybody, for a normal driver or an enthusiast driver, and both will be extremely happy with the kind of package they're getting with the Mini Cooper convertible. I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you like, share. Still have some questions, put them in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.